All right, so me tell you no I carry two things, right? But I carry the Prime Minister. Yeah. I carry the Prime Minister right now. Yeah, back this is like 5 years plus. Right? And we're listen what the Prime Minister say and the plan when that for Jamaica and with discipline and around the country. And we want to ask if we say then if I that him I do, no. Or you just leave out, the poorer class of people out of the thing just straight. Like what we not expect, That's why I'm gonna work with more talk, Can't do it, Nah do it. Not gonna do that. You understand? Yeah, man. I have to think be for you talk about my Scotch shirt, man. Because me tell you this, them get up people for eat that too long. And you have some people now, them just wait when you see local government election and next election and them still run out. And them are the bad one, Them bad, man. You understand? Time for you start sit down, man. Good for study, good for think. Me could just listen Holness in I'm speech 5+ years ago. It's like 2016 after I mean 2017. Somewhere around there. 5 years ago. Right? Just listen this. And then I'll come up. You remember Desmond Mckenzie make a speech the other day when him go to Westmoreland. So the first in him history, him say road stay like that in a condition. Now him a preach something else, says something wrong with the demonstration, them were gone and one bag of foolishness. And I try to play that little thing, but nobody not playing that with you. You understand? Who are going to sit down and then them bring up a thing, say 30 out of 31 years or 30 of the years, 18 of the years, the next administration, not 18. That means if I 18, that means you have it for 13 too. So it's not that too far. You have a 31 or 30 yard. And you say 18, you have it for 13. And then say, nobody never demonstrate. But let me tell you, it was a different climate. People, I get them pay and I get them thing. Now, everything gone up. The dollar, not the way there. The dollar, but Andrew say, him could have stopped, make it a runway. It gone a 150 yard. When it there 128, him turn the Prime Minister. Now 150 yard. But it is okay. You see, you can't come tell me one thing and then want to do a next thing, Don't do it. Hold you accountable. If you say you do the thing, do it. If you can't do it, we hold you accountable. It's just simple. You understand? And stop pressure poor people. That my biggest problem is, poor people get the blame for everything. When them can't even operate and move. See? Watch this. Watch this.
It can be a crossroads for the rest of Latin America, Central America, South America, into North America.
Jamaica has a very promising future at the moment. In the past few decades, it struggled with a slow, sometimes negative growth, a high debt to GDP ratio, and insecurity problems. Yet it also has a huge potential thanks to its geographic location at the center of the Caribbean right outside the Panama Canal, as well as the largest English-speaking workforce in the Caribbean, and a disproportionate cultural impact on a global scale from sports and music to iconic tourism spots. So we went to Jamaica to interview key members of the country's newly elected government, led by Prime Minister Andrew Holness, to see if the administration will finally be able to seize these opportunities and capitalize on this potential. We first met with Prime Minister Holness himself and asked him to give us an overview of Jamaica's comparative advantages in the region, as well as his plans for the future of the country.
Well, as his plan, remember, before the election run, I may have the clip them too, because I know me always keep my clip them, right? And this is where the news media should have to hold them foot to the fire to account for what you say you promise to come do. Because remember, if you are in a company and you as a CEO now run it good and me come and say, hey, me can do better and people put me in. Me hit the gun running. Me not supposed to wait till 6 years and then me find fault with everything else after 6 years and still I find fault. That means me not do nothing but yes, till the richer get richer and the poor get poorer. It's wrong. You see me I say? You see me I say? It's wrong. Me soon play that. Me soon I play that too. But just watch this. Me I come from here, sir, Me I come from here, so I remind Andrew. You notice me play something when he was, the opposition leader and talk some nice thing. Yes or no? Just, talking about the Prime Minister and everything, and I tell you the problem and how I'm going to run and with the responsibility and how I'm going to run it with the respect. Just listening. Listen by word by word. Don't just make it pass you. Yeah, where I say, Alan, where I say, party.
So Jamaica's population is approaching 2.8 million. So in a global context, we're a small country. We're a small island state. We are also, in many ways, many respects, an open economy. And that brings with it certain challenges. It means that we are susceptible to global shocks. It means that we are also very much dependent on international trade.
So him know say we dependent. That's why the matter about independent. No, we're dependent on international trade. We not really not trade. Give them the backside. What we have for trade? We import more than what we are export. We import like $6.8 billion worth of things. US export like maybe $1 billion. Yeah. So you see the gap? Eh? All right. And so where I go. If you have some money in your bank account and every time you a trade off and you look, you have 10 billion, but when you trade off, you do some boom and you spend 2 billion. And then you're going to pull in 500 million. By a couple years down the line, you're dry. See? Because 1.5 billion gone out there, you know. You're going to put in back 500 million or 2 billion you spend. You see me I say? So how much years you're going to dry? So this is what I'm do, dry out, you know, Jamaica by what I'm do. And it don't even make no sense. Just go on listening.
And it means that we're also susceptible to environmental shocks.
Yeah.
And to weather shocks, hurricanes and other disasters. So Jamaica has certain susceptibility challenges which will and have in the past impacted on our growth and development. Another feature of Jamaica is, and a feature of the region in general, is that we have a high debt. And that really sets up now the context within which Jamaica can grow. The debt acts as a serious constraint on our ability to grow our economy, create jobs, and improve the general well-being of the...
So he might tell you the truth, that's again the debt, what we have, EM said it's serious for the economy, but yes, still them come and borrow more. And borrow more from China, from this, from that, and all kind of little things. And that I tell you, them come and borrow more. You understand? So although them know these things, them still go and borrow more, although we have nearly 4 billion in a reserve, not doing nothing. Just people buy it and thing. If I use 1.3 billion, a matter of fact, we won't even use that money there because it will come out of Jamaica, even if you use it from the reserve, but a Jamaican bank are them change it in the Jamaican currency what they are paying. So the money they won't even leave Jamaica if you use Jamaican labor and build the road where they build. You see? You understand? So you could have used the money from out of that and build the road, the 1.3 billion when they buy from China. And then to pay it back with interest. I make people in the diaspora jump in at that and hold some shares and do some things if you run some road if you want to do that. People are willing to do that. You could have raised 1.8 billion. If them send 3 billion for the year, that means you could have raised 1.8 billion for the way you do. And people have little shares and things. Them don't mind. You see me I say? Them not smart, you know. While listening.
The country and the people. From a development perspective, over the last 50 years, countries in the Caribbean generally have managed to do fairly well on the human development indices. We've managed to do fairly well on education, on health. So we've managed to do well on life expectancy. We're now at, and those things. We're about what, 70, we're at 70, more than 75 years, 78 years, which is really very good in terms of child mortality. Those rates are very low and comparable to developed countries. In terms of literacy, Jamaica is improving and will attain universal literacy, I would say, within the next decade or so.
So that was a lie again, no, because you said improve and nice up within the next 10 years. This is nearly 6 years ago. We're not reaching with that yet, so. God, them won't even run back at them. And I make them chat them back of foolishness. Right now, some school, you can't even get, you come out of high school, you want to go to university and have nothing to go there. You have to go beg your way out or something and go do something else. And who didn't get no job neither, But I go on here where I say, yeah, man.
But GDP growth specifically for Jamaica has been slow.
Yeah?
If not zero. And
most zero. Because GDP, if you have import over 6 billion and then export nearly 1 billion. And then some grow this, and you're still, when you look on the gap, deficit gap, it widen every year. Him does say some right things and then, but just hear what I'm saying, I do. You see me I say? And then him change him out now, you just sit and just sit down and comfortable, not doing nothing. And then I give in to private sector and then I mash up the country more. And I push people in poverty more. No make no sense. You listen.
At some points negative.
See it?
So the curious position of Jamaica and countries in the Caribbean is that we have managed to achieve great levels of development, or sometimes comparable to first world standards, but we have not grown according to first world standards. So effectively, we have paid for the development by borrowing. So Jamaica is at that stage where its governance is evolving to incorporate fiscal responsibility as part of the public management framework. And I think that the society as a whole has embraced it because the clear and present dangers of not doing so became visible to us coming out of the recession in 2009, 2010. The government of which I was a part of during that time re-engaged the IMF and started with them a standby program which assisted us to ride through the very difficult time of the recession. And a part of that was the adoption of new measures for public management of our finances, which required us to put in place a new fiscal policy framework. We are now in an extended program with the IMF, which sets a very difficult target, but a target that we must meet, and this government is committed to meeting and keeping that target. Okay. So, against the context of a history of borrowing for development, we still borrow, but certainly more sensibly. We are reducing our debt as much as we can and as rapidly as we can, and we are being far more frugal and wiser in how we use public resources. But at the same time, we also have to evolve in terms of how we manage the economy. Specifically now, the other aspect of good public management, which is a set of policies for economic growth and job creation. This is what my government will be focusing on. We'll be maintaining fiscal discipline and now develop
fiscal discipline. But a man can come and give 85 million to a sweetheart and say market need this. Fiscal discipline when you have a education minister, anybody who have education ministry and rob the kids them. You rob them of them future and everything. And then sit down and get 20 million more and no case no run. Fiscal discipline, when you have Petrojam still run out and all kind of things, and how much more money I go all kind of ways. See? And people are hungry about fiscal discipline when you have the pandemic and when you look them get money for hand out to people and them take it for themselves. Eh? And then and chatter back of things. Fiscal discipline when you take over $2 billion build 2 either tower and sell them 37 million for a unit with popular World War II popular night a ceiling fan. They think them they have air conditioned unit, them kind of unit thing there. See? Central unit. Worldwide popular. And 2 bathroom in the bedroom them. So if you have that, you have your daughter in a one room and your wife in a one room and a friend them come over and them want a poop. What you do, just go knock my door and go in your wife and go, you stink up your bathroom and your wife in a bed and then she have to come out and make somebody go in and all that work. The designer is a flawed, fail. See? But him talk about fiscal discipline. Go and listen him.
Policies surrounding economic growth. And that is how we intend to overcome the history of borrowing for growth and development. Now we will grow our way and pay our way.
You mentioned recently in an
So when you say they grow our way and pay our way, and me I tell them to give the people them the land make grow some things. And me I tell them say, hey, split up this, put back the people, make open back some factory and thing, and what think them think about. And the tourism, gonna we own it, sell it, give it to and them collect some piece of things and then run up and down with it. See? Them now they not there. Hey, poor people are suffering. You know? So you think we come down them all the while, poor people are suffering, man, not joke me I make, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Interview that as Prime Minister, your job is to be the investment advocate in chief of the country. In your opinion, what are the sectors that you think at the moment show promise for investors? And what sectors do you wish will develop in the next few years under your leadership as Prime Minister to become attractive to foreign direct investment?
Well, Jamaica's tourism product, though it is probably the best performing sector in the economy presently, still has great potential for even more expansion. We have not tapped 30% of the potential and capacity of tourism in Jamaica. You know, we've developed basically 2 or 3 areas in Jamaica for tourism. The North Coast, which we consider to be the tourist destinations of Montego Bay, Negril, and Ocho Rios. And Falmouth is being developed as a cruise ship stop. But there is also the south coast of Jamaica in St. Elizabeth, which is pristine and holds great potential for family tourism, family resorts. And then there is
family tourism, family resorts. See? I couldn't inside tourism. So I'm going to think the man talk about tourism. We talk about make manufacture things and sell it even to the Caribbean. We could plant up a yellow yam where in a demand overseas by the diaspora and other people. See? We could plant up, we could have a thing that we can sell overseas. Because enough money for pound of yam, you know. Yam value more than backside. Pound of yam value more than 1 ton of backside. 1 pound of yam. And I joke me making, you know. I want, look how much money for a ton of backside. You couldn't go sell it by the pound. Because a ton of 2,000 pound, right? Yeah. Like 2,000 pound weight, right? So we yam value more than the backside. We look at yam what we are sell. Value more than big hole now in a big hole in our country. Big hole, dirty hole. They could have dig it, go out, it's a pit of hell. And now get nothing for it. No matter of fact, the file paper we will buy back. We spend more money for the file paper, for the finished product, the file paper, than what we sell our backside for. Yeah? It's a goddamn disgrace. Yeah, man.
On the eastern end of the island, Portland, which is, in my opinion, the gem of the Caribbean region. One of the most beautiful places I've ever seen, and I've traveled the region.
I don't lie with nobody neither, you know, because I travel the region too. Everything have its own unique ways. So my father buried at Portland anyway. And you know, so I just bush and thing, and you like, I just water and see, yeah, see. And you go to other place and you see the same thing already. So everything have its unique ways. Me not follow with them and say. You understand? Nice and quiet. And you have a nice and quiet place down in the islands too. When you see it, you say, wow, kind of live there. You see me, I say? So me not follow with them and say, no. Me not say with them and say, no. Because they can't drag my brain. But you see the mouthpiece thing, not work for me. That's why I'm listening.
Which has great potential for boutique exclusive tourism. Yeah. And then there is Kingston, with all the challenges that people would associate with a capital city, but with so much potential, so much history, so much culture. Just to think of Port Royal, formerly considered the wickedest city in the world, inhabited by pirates. The first real.
Then, well, on Kingston was still for the pirate downtown. When no Magan house there? I remember said habited by a pirate the first. Kingston for the pirates. Go in the Magan house. Them are going like them are a pirate. Kingston wickedest city in the world right now because of these pirates. Yeah, man. Them still there. And them this attack to you know. In a reality, you know. And I want to tell a story. You know, have to tell a story. We know so we're not a pirate. We're not a pirate house.
Modern city structured in the start of the colonial period, with a sunken city, probably one of the few such sites where you can dive and literally see the remains of a sunken city, untapped, unutilized.
One of the few such sites. They have sites all over the world where them dive and see sunken city, man. And I kind of want what it sink and that kind of thing. What happened to that man? Man, go know the history of the thing, man, and study and just about one off. I want like I just one left, maybe, where matter. But they are over the place when we go dive, man.
But it is there. So Jamaica has exceptional possibilities which we have not used. And the purpose of this government is to open up these possibilities and bring those possibilities to life. But Jamaica is, by its gift of God, when you look at the map, it aligns with the shipping lanes. It is central. It's strategically, geographically placed to be a hub. So immediately a logistics center comes to mind. But Jamaica is also the center of lifestyle and culture in the Caribbean. There's scarcely a place you go in the world and you say Jamaica and people can't identify 2 or 3 things that immediately come to mind. So though we're small in the global context, we have an amplified voice because of our culture.
But respect the culture. Because we respect the culture, that angle, the culture like you big up Tabby Diamond. Because I am one of them from the 70s. Bob Marley tuned them way on a wall and them thing. And the 60s them by 70s too. 70s. Because that's when reggae really get up. All of them reggae tune are from the 70s. 68 might have come in, but it never have that. I'll be more rock steady. Them kind of tune there, and revolutionary tunes and them thing there. 70s. But I know in your constituency, you don't say, even to the icon, that. You say, have mercy on a good man. And not even one thing, but you can't talk about the culture. And you go anywhere in Jamaica, you hear, I want to give thanks to the man that set it. When rather some people naked no want to do pure foolishness. And the dirty paper call them artists. And beg this and all kind of little things. See? Yeah. When rather mash up the culture. And then when you talk to people like this overseas, you don't talk about the culture like on a proud. One go to Japan, I want to proud for go play music and talk about the music, but you know not and go the music in that way. Yes, still the music I just your voice, you know. And the man them I play the instrument, but look what it bring in. We not have to dig up the earth. The real music. We not have to dig up the earth. Yeah? We not have to do that. We not have to do all kind of little things. No, we are export. Look how we are exporting the people. Eh? We are export the music and drawing real money. You see me I say? We are drawing the real thing, you know. Bob Marley right now, him estate I make about 20 million US at over 3 billion Jamaican every year. Gregory Isaac, you know, the whole of them estate I make good money. X amount of money. See? Because them set up with good music. That's what I tell you, them do good tune. Yeah? But in a reality now, you make police. Me say I had something I keep the other day and police. Or police are the moonlighting still. Some khaki clothes guy go up on stage, I tell who to come off and who to go on. And with number one, the private thing. Hey, if I be like the artist, them, yo, the company that no book for them can't book and again, no do nothing for them. You understand? We can't turn the place a police state, so you can't angle real artists like this. You understand? And then let in some look of foolishness. Now go on with foolishness. You know the foolishness, you know, I not listen to foolishness, you know. We not give fight, but we attack reality. We want some things of it, you know, real musician, you know what happened to? Them no want a real musician stand up neither, you know, because real musician does some things and fling it in a tune and it spread. Like when we say Free Mandela and Bun Be a Fire. Them no want that. Them just want to hear some foolishness. That mean it not draw them to focus when them do foolishness. So them no mind the foolishness. You understand? That's why them do so much foolishness. Them no mind. Them no want some fire and knock them. And you use the music and knock them. And when you look after them name a call up and them know them can't stop it and the whole world a year. And the world get intertwined now. Where them know say, oh, we end up in the ear, you know. We have to stop them artists. Them kind of artists, I have to stop them because them powerful, you know. When them talk, people are listening outside and start zeroing pan you, you know. We can't get for thief. Because when you're thief and them artists say, yo, because try to clap down upon them. That is abatement, the first thing. Them can't keep certain things to do this. If I did why not skin out and jump on tree and jump on some woman, okay, that can go on. Run up and down. But the real artists, them make try to trample them. That them I do. But you can't show Bad Marley picture in this just now. And talk about our culture. Eh? Them hypocritical body, you know? Yeah, man. No police are supposed to step on the stage and do no moonlighting, boy, you know. None. And the artists them get serious now. You can't depend on banner and nothing at all. And police are running by you tell you, say, no, you have to come out in a khaki clothes. Something yeah, I get paid tell you no. All right, and next man if you perform, you know, you have to come off now. All that out of this, you know. It's out of order, man. You understand? This gone. Them really gone, man. You understand? The moonlighting thing that must go on in Jamaica. It's not supposed to go on. The last time I see that, a few years ago when the commissioner said the moonlighting, I'm going to deal with them police. All them make me see them do moonlighting again the other night. Pan stage. Who not do pan stage? And I take off, who no want take off, I put on, who no want put on. And the two out of that leave for stage management and the show management because them have stage management and everything and them deal with what them a deal with. Them for deal with that, not police. This out of order, man. Yeah, and I'm about no lack off, nothing no time, you know. About performing time. No police are supposed to do the right, they do no moonlighting. None. Jamaica gone to the Jamaica gone to the crows, you know, man.
And there is a word that has apparently been placed in the, I think it's the Oxford Dictionary, Jamaicanly. It's a strong, assertive personality. So if we can use that and truly leverage that to become the center of culture and lifestyle and arts within the region. We're English speaking within a region that is mostly Spanish speaking. And it means that Jamaica can be a crossroads. It can be a crossroads for the rest of Latin America, Central America, South America, into North America. But outside of that, Jamaica does have some natural resources. We do have bauxite, and though commodities are not in today's world, not the areas that you want to focus on because commodity prices are so volatile. But we do have resources in that regard, which are undeveloped. So in terms of minerals, yes, but in terms of agriculture, Jamaica may not be able to produce large quantities of agricultural output, but our products do satisfy a niche market. And there are many products that, compared to the rest of the world, our products could fetch higher prices because they are not commodities.
And that's why I'm talking foolishness now. So you don't want it fetch a higher price. You want it fetch when you have, if you have farmer, you want them to buy your things. And by the way, we have enough land. Them rather the land stay buried. Nothing depend it. More than the people them get the land and farm it up. Yeah? And we're not talking about no glut in the market. Farm it, the yam, the this, the that, everything, farm it. And when you farm it, you export it. Them don't want to do that. And it bad. You see me I say? It bad. You must say higher price, fetch higher price, and the higher price want to sell. You like with the Chinese, them want to sell with things them. Because we have all the farmer them can sell. So instead of itself a man sell for $8 and then our thing I sell for $20. You talk about because this and that. Stop fool yourself. Stop fool yourself. See? You have some good thing that come from Africa and some other Caribbean country. Same son them have. And a different son I do them thing. Caribbean, same weather them have. So when I talk, no, stop fool himself. Talk with sense. Other Caribbean countries have same thing. You have other people, same thing them have. So you know trick us. Okay? All right? Same sun, same climate, same everything. See? So hear this now. You want to sell, so if them a sell for $10, we say 8. But we have how much metric tons? 300,000 metric tons. How much tons? 1,000,000 tons of this. We are move so that could have grow a place because you know, you understand, give a surplus. A certain things that we can feed ourselves. But then rather the land stay dry like that. Yeah, and now do nothing. And then them use the UDC for see which land and who dead left and who not the tax ever play. Nobody not come claim back this. And they go back in the government. And the government angling and then them thief it. Pay that them going with. Nothing for motivate. And then come now for kill out the whole of the youth, them ghetto youth, them. Mix up everybody for you come ghetto. For you in the ghetto, you're a criminal. And you must have criminal intent. For you come from ghetto, you come from behind zinc fence. Unless you find a way out. Because them a trap you in there, you know. Everybody for trample upon you. Let's say find a way out. When you find a way out now, whether you're a runner, they worship you. And whether you go make a big thing, then they worship you. From them your name call, yes, about Jamaican. You know much great Jamaican, me hear them not call them name. Seriously, you know, including Grace Jones, a big movie star, bigger than enough of them where you see Star in a Conan and in a other movie too, James Bond and them thing. Grace Jones. See? And other big singer where I make big hit from the 70s. See? Like Boney M. The lead singer and the other one, the with her. Yeah, one come from Clarendon and one come from St. Catherine. Look on the hit tune them where they make. From Brown Girl in the Ring go right back. Them they have no Jamaican. And the youth come from down there, must say, one of the Caribbean, one of them Caribbean island the youth come from. Them they have no Jamaican, you know. See? So a long time Jamaica make them dent on something. I have Matt Sinclair. When I Chapa Jam MD, Matt Sinclair. We don't hear them talk about these people, you know. You remember Chapa Jam MD, Matt Sinclair, Jamaican. And you have other Jamaican, but you with them to know, them that's a Colin Powell, but Colin Powell, no born a Jamaican, mother. Colin Powell born around 26 in a New York, but in parents, a Jamaican. Them people that born a Jamaica we may talk about, and you have enough more people we can name out, but born a Jamaica with them not give no big up. Because them are idiot, you know. Them not reach out and say, okay, you know, Jamaica stretch it across the world, them try for all your back. All of them people that come from humble beginning. I know the big man pick them, you know. Big man don't go sit down for thief and then pick the take pay drugs and do oil and prostitution and do all kind of little thing. And 4 and 5 some. The big man, the private sector man data. Enough of them are nothing but nastiness. Them are nobody. See? But you know just and go the poorer class like them are nobody. But them up there are nobody. Them do everything that's bad. You see me I say? Yeah, man. Hear this.
There are products that are of high quality and in high demand and can fetch a high price. Blue Mountain coffee for one. The taste of that is just, you can't compare that to anything else.
You taste like coffee around the world. This is what them doing if you just sell something. Blue Mountain coffee, right? Right? But you still have some people up in Blue Mountain that plant them coffee, them sell out the land. People them depend on the land for decades. For them people. And them sell out the land to foreign investors. White man come chop on the people them coffee before it's ready. And you hear what I talk? Never sneeze a true word. Sorry about that. Yeah, man. See? You hear what I talk? Eh? This is what them do. It come on TV. Me can't draw about the footage. Chop down the people them coffee. That's about it, you know. No way they tell them are begging them chop them down. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Our cocoa is first class. The creative industries also is an area that we need to exploit. Okay? So Jamaica has potential and we have enough resources. So to get to your question, what do we need to do to bring these resources to life, these opportunities to life, and use them to develop our country? I think the first thing is to change the way in which government works. So government in Jamaica has been very slow, sometimes crippled by bureaucracy, crippled by politics, and in that regard, I would say crippled by a politics of poverty.
When you hear that, just mute. Government very slow. Crippled by bureaucracy. Crippled by politics. What am I do about it? You see?
What do I mean by the politics of poverty? It is a sense of the historical struggle of Jamaica, where the large mass of people feel disenfranchised.
Yeah.
Coming out of a colonial system, a plantation system, where a few people control the wealth and the rest of the people had no possessions. And that has translated into the modern Jamaican society, with Jamaica having one of the highest levels of income inequality. Few people control all of the wealth, and the majority of people have very low incomes. And that sets a stage within the context of a democracy, of a struggle for equality, a struggle for equity in the society. And this struggle for equity sometimes trumps the need for efficiency. And so the only way you're going to be able to counter this dynamic of the society for equity, for people to have access to education, proper water, proper health care, to get jobs, to be able to own land, is that governments have to be proactive in this regard. Otherwise, the people may never be able to self-actualize. But
so you may just make him speech out the one of that. So you see him realize everything we are going, that's why you know say he's a hypocrite, you know. Him realize we are going with the people them and them have a struggle for equity and things because, you know, me play it back. Because the small man them can't move and the big man them and it not share right and everything. Him just say it. So when him do something else, 6 years after you sit down same place, after you just said the whole of these things, that mean you know what you do. Because you know the thing them and you're not doing them. That's why I say you have to hold them accountable. You hear me say it? You hear when that's the quiet. You want to hear it for himself. Coming out of fame out. Yeah? But him not do nothing at all. I sit down on the seat. Remember in right as now, you know. Remember, you know. At the Prime Minister, you listen to now, you know. You know, listen to the opposition leader as opposition leader now, you know. The Prime Minister. So when him come and I say, okay, because you see them not getting a fair share and the large percentage of people them, like them a trample them and step on them neck. So I tell you why I'm going to do difference now, you know. You understand him, I'm going to make the difference. Because him see people are suffer. Play it back. Listen him again. Play it back.
Government works. So government in Jamaica has been very slow,
True. Yeah.
sometimes crippled by bureaucracy,
Yeah.
crippled by politics.
So them politics are crippled. Wagwan. Hey, here, just listen. No, I make some man the speech too, you know. But me I try to show you, but yes, still him not fulfill nothing. Him just make the thing for people feel good. Yeah? But you're the prime minister now when I make them speech, you know. So you say, hey, let me tell you, any red tape front of you can move it. When you're the prime minister, you can't move. No bureaucracy, nothing. Me not have to chat to no private sector. The people that me I work with. So hear this. Oh no, I forgot to pay more. You have to pay a little more. See them people here, cut down for them, think of them have to survive. We can create some job for them. We can do this. See? At the prime minister at the time this I speak, 5 years ago. 5+ years. See? Now we got another 6 years. What him do? Nothing. Him join them. Join them. Him see all these things. But you better come fight crime now and you know what caused the crime. Just listen him. Listen him again.
And in that regard, I would say crippled by a politics of poverty.
You hear? When you love politics too much of a one, you hear him say crippled by politics of poverty. You hear him know what I'm talking about. So when you hold back the people, him can't tell me nothing, you know. See? Because you think you are come and now you got to do something better now because you know the whole of these things are going crippled by politics of poverty and everything. Just listen every word we must say. Just listen good.
What do I mean by the politics of poverty?
Listen.
It is a sense of the historical struggle of Jamaica, where the large mass of people feel disenfranchised.
You hear? So you know that, but no, look how you make them feel against you now. So if you didn't know that, you'd have come and you'd have governed different. See? You see me I talk about, you hear what I say? Just listen him good. Listen him. The large mass, right? Listen again.
Coming out of a colonial system, a plantation system, where a few people control the wealth and the rest of the people had no possessions.
You hear? So him know a few control the wealth, the rest have no possession. What you do about it? 6 years in. See? Listen him again now.
And that has translated into the modern Jamaican society, with Jamaica having one of the highest levels of income inequality.
Income inequality, and him know that. And right now you make it even worse. Make it worse. The dollar devalue more, gone. It dead. The dollar have no use. See? And for no put in things there, you just say, even the NHT, you say, and it's a business. No. Not a business like that. The man come and chat be a foolishness. Him talk good, yes, so. And you think, so, okay, as a prime minister, he might come change the thing, make him change it, yes. But you talk the thing them with the people want here and we think you come change it. No, you join them and look be a foolishness to get up people. It's bad. It's bad. Listen.
Few people control all of the wealth.
True.
And the majority of people have very low incomes.
Have very low income. So all people now demonstrate because them low income. I want to give them 4%. So you know, I know still wall out. Go make people have to demonstrate. You see me I talk about? You hear? So right away, you don't know, say, no, them have to get pay. Me couldn't lift some. That's say, no, man, we have to do something to this. We can't lift some. No, man. You see me I say? We have to do this because, you know, them people and them income, the right this and everything gone up on them. So me and the prime minister, yo, cut this. Me, hey, matter of fact, you know, no, boom, bam, bam. What, hey, this have to happen. Pushing this, make this happen. You not do that. This wrong. You understand? Yeah.
And that sets a stage within the context of a democracy, of a struggle for equality, a struggle for equity.
A struggle for equality and a struggle for equity. So when you see the people them come and do them struggle, I can play what Mckenzie say after this, you know. Zane? So he might tell you, you know, that's at the stage. So me I can come be a better prime minister now. Me I can change all of this. But let me tell you when me see this change. We see Monday do it and I can play about Monday now. But when him talk, him put it in. Even the bastard act and servant act, when you you're born out of wedlock, because the man have him wife or him you're born out of wedlock. Your mother never married. You don't have the right to your father estate or nothing at all. Nothing where him have no rights. You can't claim nothing. Man, they change it. When a woman did pregnant and if you have baby, she will get fired. Maybe get a week pay and maybe not get nothing. Man, they change that. No. Maternity leave. You can't fire her because she gonna have a baby. Impossible. And then them come with that thing named equal pay for equal work, man and woman. In America, them still struggle with them thing the same way and all kind of thing. That this is from the 70s, I look at the country. Do that. But you see them always come with saying another thing. I say, man and woman and the pay. You're a man and you get more, and as a woman you get less. And how the man go them? See? The man said free education from this to go straight to university. Enough of them benefit or fight. You know what him do? The backside company, whether they got the thing, him said, no, they own have to pay. And we use our money upon the education and change the system and build up the system. No, do that. Him come with NHT because we have to class program and you have to do less. Him say, put a little contribution. Yeah, and him tell you, oh, it go. That means if a 200 points you need, the man who work the less, him get the more when him throw him the money, him get a 50 points when him just start. Me now if me have my money, me just maybe get 2 points or me I catch him up. Him I get a house long time before me. Because me can afford a house somewhere else. See? So I make everybody contribute. So even when me hear them attack what Dan Webby say yesterday about people, let me tell you this. Jamaican people no live so. We don't just take all people and put them in a spice. We don't do that. Them have to sick with them, we know so oh they and most of them they are foreigner. Them pay for it. Them pay for it. Them give poor people, them give people next to a neighbor and all kind of things them do. As them dead, so you think bury them granny and thing. Everybody love them granny, you know, okay, but them granny do, you know. And then grandfather, you know. Oh my granny grow me. And for you, most people say that why them not turn them back on them granny and them grandpa. Eh? Only just spread on us, spread it on the wrong end. But we are one accountable. Now, as a prime minister, 5 years, something this. Just turn the prime minister and attack everything where you want to hear. So you think, so I change this. Parators are change it. They make it tough upon people, man. They must attack. As attack, man, police, some look a criminal police or a criminal already. I come under your bed for you. Go look on them scamming record. If the youth them, I want the youth them, if the youth them ever come out, I want to call some of the youth them for all my program and them come call out some of the police them in a khaki clothes and say, I will, hey, me soon you, me I make enough of them come out. Time, date, and year and everything, make police, make FBI come pick on up. Some of them all retire right now, go like about on our people like on a clean. And then turn one and kill out the ghetto youth them. Ghetto youth, get wise. Don't be no fool, get wise up. Make them using and then pushing out. Them come a foreigner and follow with them and say and using and then pushing out. And say them killing out. If you are moving the police and then them go kill a man, that's not because you might no, it's an next Jamaican and I'm setting him up and kill him. He may do the same thing. So nobody thinks, okay, Trim kill a man, the young man, and them go kill a man, the young man, she was police. I mean, my friend, you know. When they made him, I rob the same way and kill you and set you up, I send you a prison and take your things, I send the things to him. And them not police are firing. Remember, he might just a criminal, ex-criminal when him come a firing, you know. Whether Canada, whether US or anything where him do bad, you know. Him for point out to authority, he must go one back, you know. You understand? Them set up ghetto youth against each other to rob them and kill them. Yeah, I send them a prison. When you get smart, go on that one some.
Society. And this struggle for equity sometimes trumps the need for efficiency.
So with the efficiency there?
And so the only way you're going to be able to counter this dynamic of the society for equity, for people to have access to education, proper water, proper health care, to get jobs, to be able to own land, is that governments have to be proactive in this regard. Otherwise, the people may never be able to self-actualize. But the history of governments being proactive socially has also meant that they have been oftentimes inefficient economically.
Yeah.
So a lot of resources have gone to waste. Corruption has sometimes been allowed to run rampant. And that's the politics of poverty. So it traps governments into making decisions using as an excuse that they're doing it for the poor. But the poor does not end up benefiting. And after 4 or 5
Yeah. And it work out that him I tell you, you know, him I do it for the poor and the poor no benefit. And after 4 or 5 years, he might tell you the things where him, like the man sit on that chair and tell you the things where him I do to the poor. And that happen. Remember that's play about the capata. Him I do it for the poor. Them no benefit after 4 or 5 years. Just this way I say. Listen to part and just fit him back in the same space, in the same chair where him there. And you understand what him did I say. Like him I tell you what him I do to we. And what him I do to our people. Listen here.
have to be proactive in this regard. Otherwise, the people may never be able to self-actualize. But the history of governments being proactive socially has also meant that they have been oftentimes inefficient economically. So a lot of resources have gone to waste. Corruption has sometimes been allowed to run rampant. And that's the politics of poverty. So it traps governments into making decisions using as an excuse that they're doing it for the poor.
Listen.
But the poor does not end up benefiting. And after 4 or 5 decades of independence of this kind of strategy, I think the public is coming to the understanding that governments need to make fair decisions, but they need to make efficient decisions. So my government will change all of that. And we have started that ball rolling by bringing to the people of Jamaica a new thought process. Instead of saying, all right, we're doing it for the poor or we're trying to help the poor, I think the poor are now saying we don't want pity. What we want is a government that makes sense. We don't want handouts. What we want is a help up.
So with the help up there, them don't want to handout, them want help up. But we want to do no buy vote and go around and do handout same way like when beg the thing and yet still at the government me just play back down by you know. I say me could start a go fund me. You don't want to handout, you know. You hear? This a 5 years ad. But you have a government senator come and say, me could start a go fund me for help all people. Right now, if I never hand out, none of them people will have nothing at all. But they don't want to hand out. The money, not even police them get paid. The money, you say buy a vehicle, some vehicle where pay for. We never get the vehicle them now. You say it bad? All right, go and play him.
We don't want only someone to say, you love me or I love the poor. We want someone who will be able to say, I am going to empower you to lift yourself out of poverty. And so what we have been...
We don't want somebody to say, I am going to empower you. We want somebody to empower us to lift you out of poverty. We don't want you to say, I am going to empower you. We want you cut the red tape and you put the wheel in play that we can lift yourself out of poverty, stop all the down. So we don't want nobody to say, I am going to empower you. No work on my book, no work on my watch. Foolishness. You see it? Eh? All right.
Preaching over the last 4 years is the idea of prosperity.
Prosperity.
We believe that being efficient reinforces equity in the society. By allowing businesses to grow, we will create jobs. By allowing businesses to make profits, people will get better pay.
So all your law business to grow when a man even start a little style and then when you look, the little police them go mash them up. Them can't even grow. Yeah? They make up police them and the whole of them go mash them up. Profit or you make profit when light bill go up every minute, them want them always peg to the dollar. Them want more or you manufacture or you do something for sell and compete. Yes, I be a foolishness man talk, man. So him say these things. And when you listening, you say, okay. But look what him do. Everything where him say, him definitely come and hold we back. Yes, so him no have no excuse. Nobody can find an excuse for him, you know. Because him know the right thing. Him talk it when he was opposition and talk it when he was prime minister. But look how I'm going to get up people, man. Bad.
But we don't stand by a totally free market idea that if you allow markets to run on their own, that the equity side will develop. So at the outset, we build into what we're doing is that we are active in protecting the social interests of the country. So we have two planks that we stand on. One is to improve economic growth and job creation. We consider that.
When you see economic growth and job creation improve, when you see it, wait there. Economic growth and job creation. Job creation. When I call job, I'm to answer telephone. I have to be a university student for answer telephone. I have to spend much million for answer telephone and you get $1 ad per hour, right? Yeah. That $1.20 or something per hour, right? I understand that thing yet. Around that, right? No. When people get $15. Some little kids overseas. Okay.
Absolutely important as an index to be measured. But the other plank is to improve the general well-being of the people. Their public safety, access to health and education, and the ability to fulfill and self-actualize.
So we have public safety people. You have access to health and education. Because when you go out one of the hospital, them they are mag, you know. Them they wait for you, doctor is ready for wait for you and give all kind of thing, but maybe battery acid mix up for go juke you. And stop and clear up your arteries. Can them not have the medication? Yeah. They don't have the medication. Yeah. You understand? They don't have nothing. See? And the truth. So they must spend the money. Them push up, they must go on 900 billion now for the fiscal year 2022-23. Because them there 800 billion in the last year. Although people they lock down, but them still don't know where them spend the money though. See? Most of that like 200 billion them use back pay back debt and service debt. And then 500 billion, we don't know where it turn. But we know say all of them politicians, yeah, them rich. Although them pay not so big. But the amount of house them more than a 1 year and lands and thing, it cannot buy it. Them are more 3 card man more than anybody else. You understand? And them not cater for the poor. Them don't. You understand? It don't. Look at
the economic side of things, firms are able to grow, make profits, fulfill their corporate social responsibility.
Firm, like the bank and them thing, the bank, like every 3 months, bank can tell us they make out 7 billion in a profit, some bank. Oh, in a place like that, bank can make out 7 billion in a profit. Eh? You load them, but the real people, them not you have some people right now, if you call them and say, come check me, them not have a bus fare. Them can't move from where them there. Them they know them a eat. You know them eat? The little baby them a sell them skin. Yeah. And that bad. It's really bad. You see me I say? It's bad. I sell them body to eat. This bad. Yeah. But you still know the right things and them say the right things. They say, you know, you was a prime minister this time. So you think you'll put in the whole of them things in place and say yes. And you don't have no state of emergency and them things, you know. Because most people will have something to do. And I say Jamaica, you know, better have to move. The tourism thing, it's okay. Them can't run and do anything. And when it locked down, I should say pandemic, the place can lock down. You know business. See? I'm gonna try something else, I wanna come and mash it up. Most of them when the local government and thing, when them turn me and thing, the amount of apartments them have, you know, because if you build apartments now thing, you know, him not pass your thing until you give him 2 or 3 of your apartments, you know. You have to sign off, commit with him, you know, say, yeah man, you can get 2 in and 3. Then you can build. So the one of them when they turn me from long time, most of them rich. Believe it, them rich.
The country will be prosperous.
Your Minister of Tourism has recently met with tourism stakeholders both here in Jamaica and also in the US. What can we expect from the relationship between Jamaica and the U.S., not only tourism-wise, but also in general?
My administration is making great efforts to strengthen the already strong relationship with the U.S. But for historical reasons, strategic reasons, we want to see even a stronger relationship. We want a stronger investment presence from the U.S. in Jamaica. We feel that in the global context of things, with other countries taking stronger investment stakes in Jamaica, the U.S., which has been our traditional, long-standing, close friend, we want to see more investment come in from the U.S. in Jamaica. We understand.
So you want to see more investment from the diaspora, the people in the diaspora. We can build up the country of 3 million people. Nobody feel no way. Money that go far away. But you see, when you set out the JPS, you know, and you want to sell that 20% we left. Give to I'm hear these people. Look how them stupid. You say if you give it 20%, even not care what them have said it for, even if them say 100 million US. If them say 100 million US right now, you sell it, right? The rest, you get 15 billion. Let me tell you this. You get $15.8 billion. If you get a $15.8 billion, they just the street light alone and buy you for play for the school and everything, you give it. You give the 20%. Because when you sell them, the amount of light bill you have to pay back to them. It's like you take the money and give them and they own it 100%. Don't make no sense. The government of Jamaica should have, if you divest this, should have make people in the diaspora Jamaican buy it out and have shares in it. It could have raised enough capital. If you have things like YouTube and them things there, people have shares in them. You understand? The jet line and them things that pay shares. Them does, if they want to raise some fund, them raise shares that way there. Raise capital and way there. Sell some shares. See, raise some funds. Put out something else and expand. Do what them do. But the government sell out the wrong entity and then it's not good. And I can't tell you again. You say if you divest and if it was owned by Jamaican, it's not bad. But when a foreigner own your light and power are the worst thing that then can sabotage you anytime. World War broke out, something or something, you get sabotaged till you're fool. You understand? And I be a foolish system people I get up and do all the time. See? And then come talk 6 years on. Because you know these kind of things and bureaucracy and everything, and for you just cut the tape. You can cut every tape. None no cut. You talk about the corruption, real read no guy in prison. If one of you watch me right now, then a company and it accuse you of moving, the money move. It then does accuse you of. The money move because one of you have a one of you helper, one of look on a tech, one of the education minister. And when you look, your helper come out to the paper and say, listen, me don't want them mix me up because them take me, the education minister wife, a family member, take her, go up in bank account, and then them put money through it in her name. When them a draw over $1 million, she have to sign it though, and she only get 30,000 Jamaican. 30,000. She them carry her, she draw the money, them use the money, them do what them do. But this man, I know him not reach nowhere yet. Them put her film case, them try everybody else's case, put her film case. When them a go film Chuck, I say, that is not the way. I want to go to him. I remember this man, a justice minister. And you talk about the corruption and talk about, let me tell you this. Me have to fling beer fire upon them. You see me, I say? You understand? You see me, I say? Me no ramp with them. Beer fire, you talk about corruption, face corruption. I remember, when you have government, you hold them accountable. Not my saying. Andrew himself, him taught us and tell me that, listen, you must not hold, some people want to find excuse for government failures. I going to play it for one or two. Come in like to start, me like play it. You understand? Me like play it, so I make a play it. So I hold them accountable. Watch this.
Understand the global nature of things. We understand what is required from government in terms of setting a regulatory environment where firms can feel accommodated, feel safe, generally from a public safety point of view, and from having a government where they can do business without having to feel that they are required to do anything else other than what the law requires of them.
But them not do what the law requires them. Me and you know that. Them a do all kind of things. You see it? Wanna see this? Yeah, man. Watch this.
We are ensuring that our business model of running the affairs of our country is such that it aligns with what firms would be required to do in their home territory. So when they get here, there is no difference. So we are spending a lot of time looking at what we need to do to improve the ease of doing business in Jamaica. So when firms get here, they can say, well, the standards are similar, if not better.
So when firms get there, it's a standards similar, if not better. So what happened to the Jamaican them who want to do business? I'll be a red tape. I'm broke up on all kind of things, especially after I start small business. I'll be a tip. Me say Buju will have him money. No, do not in Jamaica. Them set them look a trap and hold him in the state. Right? Come you watch a tape where them come up with answer boom bam bam. Okay. All right. Him do him time, come home. Feed some street people, them try to stop him. I open a charity. Remember, I feed money. Him have him money. I beg him, I beg no money. If you go feed them, him want us to a charity, but him say, right, it's my charity. Let me give back to the public. Them said, no, him can't work the charity because them have police record. Where him get the police record from? Or if you use a record from in the state against Buju. And you want to see who attack, go check them, and them are thief out for resources, you know, man. And that's how it made, you know. Them are thief out for resources. Them thief the land. One man have much 1,000 acre and all. No, nobody not say nothing. But loan some. See? These are the things we are talking about. Remember, the other day again now, Mckenzie leave and go down in a Westmoreland. And said the first time ever see road stay so in over few much years in politics. I think him said 50 years. Remember? Look what him say now. Let me show you something. People are demonstrating about the money. Remember, you know, the Prime Minister are saying, you know, the inequality and what have you. You should not make nobody come out. Because remember, the police them go demonstrate for the money. The police have a stand up near to the step. A matter of fact, them break the law by then to close to the courthouse. And them not supposed to be so close. But anyway, we allow that because them have to demonstrate for their money. Them have to come out, come stand up for their money. See? Then other people come out, come demonstrate, and when you look, them want to push them down. Down there, so they promise the people them road and water, but people are ball. These are things we don't have to stop. So when you have people like this, now watch this. You sure Mckenzie come to know. When you have people like this, watch this.
For the past 3 to 4 months ago, I spent more than 180,000 on front end and back end spots. And a taxi me around. Private one people, and the taxi driver there, one man complained, we have to change 3 reckon. Well, I don't remember exact time when frame I said, but since recently, and it cost him over 100,000. So I know exactly what I go on and what them feel. You understand? We need more. Yeah man, we need more. We don't just need word amount. No more talk, no more. We're tired of this. Action. You understand?
Only for action. Only for action.
We need to see them come out and do what they need. You understand? The work, you come every day and you make promises. Oh, we are going to change because we never have. The other day, the minister, whatever you want to be passed through, and the remarks they pass is that it is the worst you have seen a road, and because this road has been neglected for over how much years. Since you see the road neglect and you come through, why you not put in place some farmer app? We never need patches.
Good. So you see where him do, him go down there go, say these things to the people, while them up. Yeah, man, get them up. Get up them hopes because of the roads we see the road. And it neglected. Yeah, the minister of local government, Mckenzie. We don't look for you as a minister. If you give up back some of the apartment, them or your own. Give them up. I want to see a paper to them or you come by them. Because we know no come by them, you know. I mean, I'm telling you about a liar now where me say, you have a minister. Minister, listen me. Either you come from Ministry of Health or National Security or Education or one of them. But you come from one of them. Two of them and thing, forget the thing, go through. Remember, we know your name. So me just call more than one ministry because I'm not ready for attack you yet. I watch you. Remember me, I watch you. Because you're not supposed to in a dialogue. Nobody not supposed to in a dialogue. If you have built some apartment for go sell and I forgive you two. To get the paper approved and get your thing that we can build. Them thing are criminality. People if you start go to prison. If you start go to prison, we don't have nobody, we don't have no government, you know. One of them guilty or something or the other. It's bad. But them go get to youth alone. That's why it hurt more. Me say them go beat or get to youth and go pick a mango and grab a bag. Why not beat him and kill him? But when you vote for criminal. When you vote for bigger criminal, them not just thief. Listen. Him grab a bag and want to get it back. I want to beat him and kill him. I'm thief 2 man going to beat him and kill him. But the man where thief billions them and them friend want to vote them in and keep them in there for decades. And a typhoon and then send police for uno for finish typhoon. No, not think wise. Them not think wise. What are the truth, you know? Me not go around kind of, you know. Yeah, man, me not go around kind of, man. Me just give them a as is, man. See? Give the youth. Man, make you hear Mckenzie. Hear him. Yeah.
You understand? Resurface a part of the road then. Make the people them can see exactly what them are work for. Or what them are going to vote for. Because they can guarantee you 3/4 vote or so. When the next election are called, it will be difficult for them to push forward. May I be honest with you. And they need the young people them at the end of the day. So, let us see what they have to do. If they can't fulfill them promises this urgent. They can't fulfill their promise, they want to know what they want.
Decide to take to the street today to block the road. And if we don't get the answer by the latest this evening, the road is going to block straight this week. Non-stop. Power saws are out. Gas loaded and we out. And we're going to continue to block the road if we don't get the answer. We need road. Road we need. And we want it right now. What the man say want? Road!
Them black. Thank you. Them man are serious. Them man are serious, man. Them man are
honest with you, for now, I believe we need a new road. Based on what we're seeing, the condition of the road, we continue to patch, it will only get worse in the rainy season. So it's best for us, we know how.
Continue for patch and we get worse in the rain. Okay. All right. So, Mckenzie go down there, Ministry of Local Government, Minister of Local Government, a pirate of local government. Go down, go tell the people it's the worst in a film 50 years in a politics. So put it. You understand? Because I know them are rub up the country. You know, people have no time for this. You can't have your family as suffer. Your granny can go to hospital, get something, and then people come get some talk and you go back on that. Get real. Get real. Start serve the people them where elect you for serve them. When them come to you, is a job them a look. Them a fling out them resume, them CV, and tell you what and what them are going to do and what have you, and I tell you all kind of things, and you're like a nonsense story. Don't take no nonsense story from them. You have to get real. You have to hold them accountable, man. Not play with them, none at all. See? Look what Mckenzie come and say yes or no. Look at now, hear this.
Ministers questioning the intent of some of the demonstrations staged in the country in the last 2 weeks The issue was raised as JLP members addressed party supporters in St. Andrew. More from Dwayne Anderson. Policymakers and the negotiators had to gather at the bargaining table several times in the last 2 weeks after.
So policymakers and them water commissioner for strike, and I'm sure I say them more important than uno. I can't remember, you know, a food and water life, you know. Now watch your clothes, now watch everything where you have without food and water per day, you're not gonna survive. You're not gonna make it. Everything else around you, now watch it, food and water. So if the water have the potable water for run, and you have to see the man them and water commission make it own money. And I like government to put something in there. And then them can get a piece of the pie. You put some lunatics on it. But and them get money, big money, and get one bag of things, and them get, you know, things to traverse from back and forth and carry allowances and all kind of things. And the man them want to do the work, not getting nothing. Where you think can happen? I support them. I support them. Because them not take off enough food no more. I'm glad when the people them get up and can stand up on their foot. I'm not listening to no punks and fools. See? So I'm going to show you the farmer them very important. Them and the water, the same people that water commission, and the same people them will clean the garbage too. Can't take them for nothing in Jamaica. And remember, without them, that even doctor can't save you. Doctor can't even save themselves. The amount of leptospirosis and all kind of diseases are unbelievable. Because you have some candy there with water, more mosquito breed up. Because them want to go down and move, you know. You see me as a people? So the whole of them here that come down upon them, like them don't know these things. Me know these things because them not look in at things like that. See? So them angle them the worst. Here Mckenzie I say yes, so. Just listen.
Some public sector groups took their frustrations public with a series of protests. Prime Minister Andrew Holness, in addressing the industrial climate in the country, insists his administration will not ignore public sector wage reform or any other pressing issue in the way many did before his time.
Things that people had the opportunity to do 50 years ago, 30 years ago, they never do it.
That way I say don't make no sense. Because over the years, you have the opportunity to do, every government come in, if things go up and the dollar dip value. The people them are want little raise up here and them think the same way. So all them for do it 30 years ago. No. So you do 30 years ago and 50 years ago. So them want to get the raise up here now. We must say things with them do. We must say them make no sense of send people. Because you couldn't sit down there so. I work and when you look, light bill gone up, water bill gone up, bus fare gone up, gas gone up, everything gone up, food and everything, and then who around you are your delegate who you not pay for bargain food, no ask to raise up here. Only for work for the same thing from 30 or 40 or 50 years ago. Where must say no make no sense neither? Oh, the man are going to keep have no sense so. But them never do it. People them just want to raise up here, but them never do. You have to give them a raise up here for much to nowadays to the economy and to the inflation and to everything. And a matter of fact, them not give them nothing, 4% and nothing. 4% are 100,000. That's 4 grand. 4%. And most police names that get 100,000 by the way. And them are going to draw some tax. See? What's this?
They never do it. But now them bring it and put it at my feet.
Foolishness! Garbage! Oh, them forgot bring it and put it at your feet and now you will say the rope. You see me just playing 5 years ago, you know. 5 years. This is 6 years in. And they must say them bring thing and put it at your feet and people are ring bell. Stop. Hey, people. Come like when you still listen to the local media station, them and listen to some mouthpiece and do foolishness. Stop it. If you not hold them accountable, me say for you say man when you done this, you look for people overseas to go something. Hold them accountable. No play no politics with them. Them a pirate. You know so much money them a find for go build a next pirate house. More lush pirate house them want to build up a Euro circle. Eh? And I talk foolishness, this make sense? It don't make no sense. Yeah.
And say me must deal with it.
Yeah there. But so 50 years ago, that mean the people them want to get the raise up here from 50 years ago and they drop off him feet, him for deal with it. Nobody not drop it at your feet. Nobody not drop it at your feet. You run, you want to be prime minister, be prime minister. people never forget raise the pay because of the world climate, everything changed, right? You understand? Every year, if everything gone up every year and it'll beat you, you have somebody have to negotiate and say, no. You take a Google Gaga and give him 4.5 million pound fee money when I do the work. But you know what, I give the people them nothing. 4.5 million. But you come with 4%. And them look a meager salary. Me and G. Sorry, me and G. Now, wait a me get sound too nice. Me and G. Salary. They look at salary where the police, the poor look at police, them and get the one them who do the work. Right now, Jano, that one G's. Come like to look at me and G dog. Cause that's not salary neither. See? Man, it's not easy, man.
But you know what the Bible says?
Bible.
Young man, I call upon you.
But local government minister and senior JLP member Desmond Mckenzie is not convinced the unrest is purely about industrial relations. Mr. Mckenzie referenced one protest in particular which he found curious.
In all of the 31 years,
31.
they formed government for more than 18 of the 30 odd years.
So 18, can them say 18 and a half, 18 and 31. So you have 13. So 5 up, right? 5 up. And them say them farm government for no, you know why them never demonstrate? That mean them did not get their money. Just this way the man I say, that mean you do something wrong. If them farm government for 18 and people never come and demonstrate and lack of something, that mean you not do something wrong. It's simple. But listen for him talk. This are the same man who go Westmoreland, you know. Go tell them, say, never seen no place, no road like this, never in a film life. So him wild up the people them, so the people them, and them a come out. This are the same Warmington. When we get judge wrong, 100 million for fixed road, don't them, you know, see the money they start fixed road. Remember, I show it already, you know. 100 million, right? And you hear them say, with the patches, the Korean run, them put on a little bit of black tar pan the thing. Say them want more money now. Figure patch. Them not fix the road. Hear him what I say. So if him say 31, 18, 31, 13 years. 13. Hear him now.
That they were in government. And during that period, I never hear one demonstration in a Westmoreland over road.
It is why he's convinced something more sinister is at play.
Yes, see them going on Westmoreland. Go tell them say them are the worst and boom bam because him think say him a political skill. Look at who them make a use them head pan them. Hey, no criminal can use them head pan me, you know. Yeah. Look who I use them head pan people. You go down a Westmoreland go tell the people them say. And the first ever say road stay so and this and that and people neglect them. Now the people them come out because you tell them and you gotta fix it. But you not fix it and them come out. You said not one demonstration down there. Hear this.
Not road they want to fix.
Yeah there, and a road them want to fix.
They want to destabilize the government.
Oh, you destabilize the government. When police come out, come protest. When water commission, that's the more destabilize the government because them lock it down island wide. So the people them block the road and them look up parish and them look up part, them want to destabilize the government. You see, this man when him do him a be a shit him talk, you know. Shit! Yeah, destabilize the government, the water commission. If it said them, yes, still them not destabilize the government, but that could have carried down the government because people want water, you know, say that could have caused all kind of things. When everything, remember, you know, them uptown are stink, you know. Can't bear, you know. I remember them boss, you know, for them, you know, from Beverly Hills and all over the place, you know. See? And them are going to think, you know, and toilet back up, you know. And maggot, you know, that, you know. See? And when you look, no business place now, run and everything all lock up. So the waterman them could have destabilize something. Not them because people, they were, them the round this and, yo, them man have to go, man. Them man him for go away, him for us go away. Or people take a teeth. Or if you take this and vote for it, man. People just find somebody around the man who they can use and put in a government, man. Or if you take something like this, man. Yeah.
They want to use any means outside of facing the electorate.
That makes sense to you? Destabilize government. That makes sense? Because what him do is use man the word. When him say destabilize, he was a part of it. With the CIA plot. Get locked up too. So them use back the same word, but wish me can just go back because I remember my brain work different from other people, you know. Same use the same thing. Them for show you the road, because me see the road where it stay, them that reservoir without water. Yeah, man. Serious thing. See? So when them come and talk in foolishness, we just burn that. Burn it. Yeah, man.
But this government is not going to back down from any challenge.
Despite that, he stressed that the Andrew Holness-led administration will be fixing many roads. He said some of those road projects will be announced in Parliament this week. Furthermore, he explained that the government supports the people's right to free assembly.
You can demonstrate as much as you want. We have nothing against demonstration.
So if I'm not against demonstration, I'm going to say, man, I demonstrate downtown and I beat them and mash them up. Why don't you come out, come talk about it? You see people are demonstrate all over the place and we look at police and come tell them. People are keep on 9 night and police are like it off. We don't come out, come talk about it if you have nothing against it. And not even demonstration that. 9 night for Tabby. And police are come like it off. And you say, no, I'm not, as long as them not this and them not do that. You see, them can't play a hypocritical role pan we, you know, because local government coming up again. And we see it. Let me just remind you of something. Mckenzie. Let me just remind you of something. Let me just find him one thing. Let me just find this. See? I ask them to keep them, you know. Keep them in check. Yeah? Play that one at first and keep you in check. You have to keep one in check, yeah? Me, I keep one in check. Look here. Look at Mckenzie. Look here.
Long time. That if you want to, in a sense, eliminate corruption in a society, and we all want to eliminate corruption in a society, the most effective way to do it is to make sure you don't punish people at the bottom, you punish people at the top. I'll tell you one story. In the 1960s, when Singapore was a very poor country then, our per capita income was 500. A government minister was invited by a businessman to go on holiday. Just on holiday. No bride. He and his family went on holiday with a businessman. He came back, he was arrested, charged, went to jail. After that, no more corruption. Because it's a very powerful signal that is sent when you go after someone at the top. So Singapore's experience, and it's actually quite remarkable how you have almost zero corruption in Singapore, is because we decided that the example must come from the top.
And that's what we are talking about, yeah? That's why I hammer Uno from the top. Uno the criminal, you know. Yeah, man. We don't blame everything for get a youth. We know that, we don't know. I want to get some people, I want to get some media houses. If you draw down, get up people. We know that, we don't know. Smarter than that. Yeah, when you can't trick we, you know. Trick everybody else, man. And draw them for one pay list, man. You know, good. You understand? Google Gaga shouldn't even do that. See? Show one more thing here. I say I can't find it right there. I say I can't find it. Well, I think I'm going to find it right there. So, Google Gaga shouldn't do that. None at all. See? Let me say for this. This Andrew said. Let me say for this what Andrew said. Voila. Let me say for that one.
We don't feel comfortable sitting in Parliament with a Minister of Government and that Minister shows no sign of wanting to resign, or the Prime Minister showing no signs of moving to dismiss the minister. It is a dark day for Jamaica.
Okay, good.
Where the Prime Minister is unwilling or afraid to act against a minister in which the public has lost total confidence and in which the institutions of the society are all agree that this person does not enjoy their trust or faith and has breached the confidence that the people have placed in them. I believe that this has the potential, if it continues, to bring down the entire government.
You hear that? You hear? So me have to play all these things and just remember, you know, and 5 minutes I feel for act. So when him say these things now, you know, when me see some man get to it, some other little things and them things, them have to draw back for these things. Yeah, man, me never put them in. Me keep it straight, they say, you know. Yeah, man. So when Mckenzie run out, Mckenzie this run out, you know. Mckenzie not that foolishness, said destabilize. But yes, still when him was a part of the destabilize agent, they work with the guys them overseas for destabilize Jamaica. Him come and fling it round like we don't know. With the debout, man, so we know. You understand? When we do things, remember all these roads should have fixed long time. The infrastructure in the inner cities and in these rurals and all these places must fix. Not only with tourists. The tourist part. See? Jamaica can't run so no more people for all on accountable. You understand? I will stop vote for criminals. Straight up. We no business. We want to see everybody CV. We want to know where you leave school, what you do, or you're successful. Now you're a successful businessman, so you have your own money for lean pan. Or you come in at the party and you have 20 different apartments all over the place, and how much gas station and there are how much 1,000-acre land and all kind of things. Where you get it from? But your pay still can't add up. And the amount of truck and the amount of business you know own. And get to people that suffer. Who is that big piece of shit? Yeah, man, but talk straight in them and I go on corner, you know. I mean, everybody say filthy, you know. You understand? I burn them. Yeah, man. I mean, deal with the muscle thing. Because some guy run go on that boat, them go on that bed. Go look pants them CV too. I want enough for the youth them where them where you know the scamming thing. Enough for the youth them. A matter of fact, some of the youth them soon come start calling on the name. Because I reach out for the youth them. And then turn on and kill out some of them and lock them up. And call them scammer when una a bigger scammer in a khaki clothes with badge and gun. Like we don't know, you think we don't know, no? We know, no. I want to kill out the ghetto youth them and call them scammer and send them name. And yes, still una the mastermind, you know, see them start hold some police now in night. Them the police are criminal with badge and gun anyway. Flying at the people, them country are going like, una nah get wall. Una have one day, but them they have a car about him a detective for much years and let him go off for things. DPP, Strike 5, let him go. You know, see him go to California, go kill people. If it does hold him, the money in a people country go kill them. You understand? You know, let him go and free him because I bear that to do from a ghetto youth and I free them. You understand? Ghetto youth, get wise up. Stop, make them people are using it, yeah? Yeah, man. Keep politicians pan check. Don't talk. Don't me out. Soon come showing about the needs, yeah? Later. Bless.